Good morning, dear students. I welcome you again for the online classes of Sharan Basaveshwara Residential Public School for class 8. My dear students, I am standing before you to revise the portion which is prescribed for FA2. My dear students, we completed 3 chapters, right? Fibers and plastics, coal and petroleum, combustion and flame. These are the 3 chapters we have completed. And for FA2, you will have only 1 chapter, that is coal and petroleum. I am revising the portion coal and petroleum. My dear students, so let's have the revision of chapter coal and petroleum. So this is revision of coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum, right? So this is the chapter. My dear students, our earth is the main center for all the resources. Every resource the earth has. Earth contains every resource. It may be lithosphere, it may be atmosphere, it may be the earth's crust, it may be the ocean, depth of ocean, depth of earth, every resources we have. So altogether we call them as natural resources. The resources which are available in the nature are called natural resources. So the natural resources, they are available in the earth's crust, right, in depth of sea, in the atmosphere, totally on earth, in depth of earth. Together we call it as nature. So all the natural resources, they are there in the nature. So what we call basically natural resources, natural resources. Natural resources. What are natural resources? The resources which are available in the nature. Resources available in the nature. Available in the nature. Right? They are called as natural resources. The resources available in the nature are called natural resources. And those resources may be anything, maybe metals like gold, silver, platinum, cobalt, nickel, sodium, magnesium, potassium, aluminium, copper, right? And see the resources like what I say, like petroleum, which consists of petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin wax, lubricating oil, fuel oil. See, all these resources, they are called as natural resources. Resources available in the nature are called natural resources. And dear students, further these natural resources, see, they are classified into inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources. natural resources and the exhaustible natural resources. Exhaustible natural resources. Dear students, the natural resources which are classified into inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. See, what are inexhaustible natural resources? We have already discussed the natural resources which are available in unlimited quantity in the nature and are renewable at any time, and they are called inexhaustible natural resources. The natural resources which are available in the nature in an unlimited quantity and are renewable, they are transformable, and such resources are called as inexhaustible natural resources. We know, see, it is solar energy, right? Wind energy, right? Wind energy, right? Tidal energy, tidal energy, right? Right? And then water, right? See, the solar energy, sun or wind or tidal energy, water. See, these are all the inexhaustible natural resources. They can be transformed at any time, and they are all renewable. Solar energy is renewable, wind energy is renewable, water energy is renewable, because we know it very well. 3/4 of the earth is covered with water. So water is an inexhaustible resource. Of course, you may ask me a question. Though the earth is covered with 3/4 of water and 1/4 of land, why do you have the drinking water problem? My dear students, the drinking water is available on earth below 1%. It is less than 1%. The drinking water is less than 1%. Therefore, we have the drinking water problem. If it is managed properly, we can solve the drinking water problem also. But the drinking water is available on this earth less than 1%. Right? So that way, 97.5% of water is seawater. Right? 2% is glaciers, and what remains is less than 1%, that is drinking water. Therefore, sometimes we may have the scarcity of drinking water, but if it is managed properly, we can solve the drinking water problem also. Well, so here solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, water, everything, hydel energy we call. So, dear students, these are the forms of energies which are inexhaustible natural resources, which can be transformed. Okay, so but they are not, exhaustible. They are inexhaustible. They long last. They long last. However we use them, they are long lasting. Therefore, they are called as inexhaustible natural resources. Right. Okay. Then we have the exhaustible natural resources. What are exhaustible natural resources? See, the natural resources which are available in the nature in the limited quantity and are not, they cannot be, they are not renewable. Such resources, what we call exhaustible natural resources. the natural resources which are available in a limited quantity and are not renewable are called exhaustible natural resources, and they are the examples I have given already. Coal, the products of coal like coke, coal tar, coal gas, right? And petroleum, petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin wax, lubricating oil, fuel oil, the products of petroleum, the natural gas, CNG, compressed natural gas, which we depend upon now for our fuels, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, which we depend upon, the LPG for our fuels. They are all non-renewable resources of energy. All together we call them as fossil fuels. And all the fossil fuels are exhaustible natural resources. They cannot be formed at once. It takes a very long time for them to be formed. Therefore, the natural resources which are available in the nature in a limited quantity and are non-renewable resources of energy are called exhaustible natural resources. I am just going to give you all together one example, that is fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. My dear students, we are not going to study absolutely this inexhaustible natural resources. We are not going to study. In this chapter, you are now going to study only coal and petroleum. The coal and petroleum, are the exhaustible natural resources. Coal and petroleum are exhaustible natural resources. Therefore, our main focus is on exhaustible natural resources, that is coal and petroleum. They are fossil fuels. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about exhaustible natural resources or fossil fuels. See, exhaustible natural resources. Now I just concentrate upon exhaustible natural resources and dear students, so together this is called as fossil fuels. So then you may ask me a question: what are fossil fuels? Dear students, see, the exhaustible natural resources which are formed from the dead vegetation of the organisms. See, they are formed from the dead vegetation. Dead vegetation of the living organisms. Dead vegetation of the living organisms. So I am highlighting the points so that you can remember. See, the dead vegetation of the living organisms which will be transformed into what is known as fossil fuels. Okay, because they are formed from the dead vegetation, right? So therefore they are called as, the dead vegetation is nothing but fossils. So dead vegetation of the living organisms, they form fossils, and further they are popularly known as fossil fuels. Okay, therefore they are called as fossil fuels. Therefore, fossil fuels are exhaustible natural resources. So exhaustible natural resources are nothing but fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, they are formed by the dead vegetation of the living organisms in a long span of time, millions of years. Therefore, they are called as fossil fuels. And which are the popular fossil fuels? See, I say coal, see coal, petroleum, petroleum, right? And it is natural gas, coal, mainly coal, petroleum, natural gas, they are all called as fossil fuels. Coal, petroleum, natural gas are called as fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are formed from the dead vegetation of the living organisms, and these fossil fuels are nothing but exhaustible natural resources. So, this way, they are popularly known as fossil fuels, and we are nothing but studying the fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, natural gas. Now, we are studying the coal. Dear students, so I am just focusing on coal. So, what is coal? Dear students, we all know that see, coal, it is a fuel, and now we have understood coal is a inexhaustible. I mean, coal is a exhaustible natural resource formed from the dead vegetation of living organisms, and it is used as a fuel. Coal produces heat energy. Therefore, dear students, coal is used to run the steam engines of the railways, and coal is used to produce the electricity from the heat energy. That heat energy is transformed into electrical energy. So let me define coal. See, coal, coal is coal is an an exhaustible exhaustible natural resource, natural resource formed 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 from the dead vegetation dead vegetation of the living organisms in depth of Earth's crust, in depth of Earth's crust, in depths of Earth's crust, right? In depth of Earth's crust, in a very long span of time, very long span of time, or period of time, in a very long span of time. Coal is a, see how to define. It's very simple. You know, when we study that particular concept, it becomes very simple for us to define. Coal is an inexhaustible natural resource formed from the dead vegetation of the living organisms in depth of Earth's crust in a very long span of time. So, coal is a fuel. Coal is a fuel. Coal is a fuel and is used to run the steam engines right, and coal is also used. Coal is also used to produce to produce to produce electricity. To produce electricity. My dear students, see, we should have the idea about this coal. Coal is a fuel and is used to run the steam engines in the railways, right? And coal is also used to produce electricity. I mean, coal contains the what I say, the maximum heat energy. We have studied already in the combustion and flame that coal burns without flame. Coal burns without flame. See, the fuel which burns without flame has much heat energy. Therefore, it produces maximum heat energy, and further, the heat energy is transformed into electricity. Therefore, dear students, we have already discussed, especially I just would like to draw your attention towards coal. See, in what I say in Raichur, in our state Karnataka, in Raichur, we have 7 thermal power plants. We have 7 thermal power plants, right? We have 7 thermal power plants. Look at this. In Raichur, in our neighboring district, Raichur, in the Kalyana Karnataka region, we have 7 thermal power plants. So thermal means which produces heat energy. So we have 7 thermal power plants by which we are getting supplied with electricity to the whole Kalyana Karnataka region. Kalyana Karnataka region. Kalyana Karnataka region. Right? So dear students, see, in Raichur, the thermal power plants, we get electricity. We get electricity. We get electricity. We get electricity to the whole Kalyana Karnataka region. And those thermal power plants are situated in Raichur, in our state Karnataka, our neighboring district Raichur. We have 7 thermal power plants which produce heat energy from coal, and then heat energy is transformed into electricity, and this electricity is supplied to the whole of Kalyana Karnataka region. Dear students, whereas if you take Bengaluru and Mysuru or Mandya, these districts do not depend upon the thermal power plants. They depend upon hydel power plants, where the electricity is produced from water. Shivana Samudra is there. Due to waterfalls from 250 feet height, right? So the kinetic energy which is present in the water is transformed into electrical energy. Okay, if you go to Karwar and all other districts, right? We have Kaiga power plant, Kaiga nuclear power plants. Dear students, see, this is for your knowledge. The students should have the knowledge. Okay, therefore, dear students, we call our Karnataka state as one state, many worlds. You know, in our own state, we have variety of, variety of what I say, like styles, variety of people, like that. But we are united. See, I am talking about the electricity. If you go to Karwar, There we have the Kaiga power plant, Kaiga nuclear power plant. So to those districts of Karnataka, they are supplied the electricity with the nuclear power plant. From the nucleus of the element uranium and all, they produce electricity. Okay, the nuclear energy is transformed into electrical energy, and those districts are supplied with the electricity. Bangalore, Mysore, Mande, and all, these are the districts where the electricity is produced from water. Right? Yadgiri, Bidar, Yadgiri, Gulbarga, Raichur, Koppal, Ballari. These are the districts of Kalyana Karnataka region where the electricity is supplied from the thermal power plants. Where coal is burned, it produces heat energy which is transformed into electrical energy. This is for your information. Right? So this is all about coal. Clear? Students? Well, so I then move on to the part of coal. The part of coal. The part of coal. Well, so I just move on to the part of coal. Dear students, I just would like to focus upon formation of coal. Formation of coal. Formation of coal. Dear students, see how coal is formed. Very simple. I request all the students not to by heart the answers. See how coal is formed. Coal is formed in the earth's crust. How coal is formed? See, the dense forests are there. Those dense forests got buried due to natural disasters, and the whole mass of, the whole mass of the vegetation went deeper and deeper into the earth, right, which is covered by soil, by a layer of soil, right, and it is under high pressure and temperature for a long time, millions of years of time, right. In due course of time, the complete resource is transformed into what is known as coal. Very simple. So this way, coal is formed. You may have the questions in your mind, probably. See how, what I say, like, how about natural disasters? See, the floods, earthquakes, right? The floods, earthquakes, see, and the catching the whole forest in the fire, right? The forest is burnt due to fire. The forest caught fire and it is burnt, it's buried. See, there is not necessarily someone who does it. It is a natural disaster we call. So natural disasters occur because of drastic changes in depth of earth or in depth of sea. Therefore, we decide the locality of one town or metropolitan city or something to the level of, to the sea level, how far it is in the height to the sea level, how far it is placed down to the sea level. That depends upon the climatic conditions of that particular city or the place is decided upon the sea level. Dear students, therefore, we focus on natural disasters. So due to natural disasters, the dense forests got buried and they are pushed into deeper and deeper of the earth's crust and covered with a layer of soil, right? And the complete, the mass of that substance is there under high pressure and temperature for a long time. And in due course of time, the whole mass of substance is transformed into a resource called as coal, right? So this is how coal is formed. Okay, so we shall try to, precise it, summarize it. We shall try. Okay, see, the dense forests, the dense forests, forests got buried, right? And and the mass of substance, and the mass of substance, and the mass of substance is pushed, is pushed, is pushed deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper into Earth's crust, into Earth's crust, into Earth's crust. The mass of substance, the mass of substance is now, is the mass of substance is of course obtained from dead vegetation, dead vegetation, dead vegetation of the living organisms also, living organisms also, living organisms for a long time, for a very long time, for a very long time, under high pressure and temperature, high pressure and temperature, high pressure and temperature got transformed, got transformed into resource, into resource known as coal, into resource known as coal. Dear students, so this is all about the formation of coal. The dense forests got buried and the mass of substance is pushed deeper and deeper into Earth's crust. The mass of substance is obtained from dead vegetation of the living organisms for a very long time, covered with soil, right? Under high pressure and temperature, got transformed into resource known as coal. Dear students, you need not by heart the whole process. You try to understand the theme of the process and remember and reproduce. See, first you study it. First you study it, remember, and then you can reproduce. Here, see, wordings may be changed. Wordings may be here and there. But try to keep the theme of the subject. So this way, you can have the formation of coal. Right? As a part of revision, I'm just explaining you the formation of coal, which we have already discussed. Okay, so let me move on to the next part of coal. Dear students, it is carbonization. It is carbonization. What is this carbonization? My dear students, carbonization is closely associated with coal. What is carbonization? You may have a question in the exam for the FA2 exam also, and for the midterm exam also you may have the question. So please be careful. The slow process of conversion of the dead vegetation into coal is known as carbonization. Very simple definition. The slow process, it's not a faster process, it's a very slow process. The slow process of conversion of dead vegetation of living organisms into coal is called carbonization. You may have a question in your mind, why this transformation of dead vegetation into coal is known as carbonization? My dear students, coal mainly contains carbon. Carbon is the main constituent. Prominent constituent of coal is carbon. Therefore, we call it as carbonization. Very important definition for the exam. See, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into a resource called coal is called carbonization. Is called carbonization. The slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into a resource coal is called carbonization. So this is all about carbonization. My dear students, now see, we have the coal products or products of coal. See, coal products are coke, coal gas and coal tar. Dear students, the products of coal are the coal products: coke, coal gas, coal tar. But dear students, about coke we discuss. Coke is a tough. It is a tough, right? Porous, and black solid. See, coke is a tough, porous, and black solid. See, this coke plays an important role, right? It is used as a catalyst. Right? It is used as a catalyst. It is used as an absorbent. Right? See, coke is used in the manufacture of steel. Coke is used in the manufacture of steel. Coke is used in the manufacture of steel, right? Dear students, okay, and coke is used as an absorbent, as an absorbent. Therefore, the uses of coke are very wider in our day-to-day life. Therefore, the part of coal, see, when coal is processed, when coal is processed, we get coke. We get coke when coal is processed. So coke is a tough, porous, it is a hollow, very lighter, right? So it is a tough, porous and black solid substance, okay, which is used as a catalyst or absorbent in the manufacture of steel and in many, see, like during the manufacture of iron also, iron metal, coke is used in a large quantity. Therefore, the uses of coke are very wider. Therefore, in this way, we have the one of the coal products is coke. We shall concentrate on coal gas and coal tar just now. Just now. Dear students, so we concentrate on coal tar. We concentrate on coal tar or coal gas, as it is coal gas. Coal gas, see, I am talking about coke already, right? Coke in the manufacture of metals, in the manufacture of metals, in the manufacture of metals, and in the manufacture of steel, in the manufacture of steel, in the manufacture of steel. Right. Now we are talking about coal gas. So coal gas is a fuel used in the industries. Used in the industries. Used in the industries. Right. Lastly, we have coal tar. Dear students, see, coal tar is a thick black liquid which has unpleasant smell extracted from coal, right? So it is used in various fields like pharmaceuticals, pharmaceuticals. Drugs, I don't mean that drugs. Drugs means pharmaceuticals, explosives, okay, in the manufacture of perfumes, right? So in all these various fields, coal tar is used, right? It is a liquid, thick liquid, which has unpleasant smell, right? Which is used, see, used in the manufacture of what I say, in the manufacture of drugs, manufacture of drugs. Drugs, I mean pharmaceuticals, right? Pharmaceuticals, I mean medicines. Pharmaceuticals, I mean medicines. So drugs, pharmaceuticals, medicines, they are all one and the same. Explosives, explosives, explosives. Dear students, in perfumes. So in perfumes, we use this coal tar. My dear students, with this we hereby complete the part of coal, right? So in our next class, we will start revising petroleum, the another part of this chapter. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.